He's a project player. Just listening to Kangaroos talk about him during the week, they believe that he has come on in leaps and bounds in the 12 months that they've had him there, and they believe that he will be a player, a bit of a slow developer. But we've already seen with Kurt Tippett this year that basketball background can be enormous grounding for an AFL footballer.
It's that agility. He was terrific again yesterday for the Adelaide Crows in their victory over Carlton. Sunday football then at the Dome. So much riding on this one.
Kieran Jack to Brent Harvey.
You're a genius. So away we go, and a very good bounce to start proceedings. Going back is Kirk. Lays it off. The kick down towards half forward came from O'Keefe. This is Moore. Moore is centering one. Not a bad one either. And the mark is held by the man pushing up Jolly. He contested at the centre moments ago. Beaten by McIntosh. But he took off forward once he realised Sydney were controlling the footy.
They moved that ball particularly well. And just as well, White saw out of the corner of his eye Jolly coming into that space because he charged from the top of the square. He had his sights on taking his first mark in AFL football.
Umpires this afternoon, McLaren, Ryan and Avon. Umpire Ryan setting the mark. Jolly comes in, kicks from 35 and splits the middle.
Oh, here is that fellow I was talking about, Moore. That little fellow, but he's very good. Kirk, that's a great kick to Bird. In fact, I'll just expand for a moment. Kangaroos has brought a lot of short guys in. I mean, Bird's not a big guy. Jack's not a big guy. Moore's been around a bit, but he's not a big guy.
They're all powerfully built, though.
Yes.
They've got a low centre of gravity. They've got good, strong bodies on them. And that's, well, when you know the game type that you're going to play, then you can go out and recruit accordingly.
So Bird without a goal in AFL footy until now. He's got his first. Swans away a bit. So Goods over the back, third man up. Jack was pretty good.
He was pushed to the back, I thought. No, free. That looked a push in the back as Power got it from Hale. Kicks inside the forward 50, and a very clever mark is taken by a very clever player.
That's a bad miss by the umpire, though. He was definitely pushed in the back then. Kieran Jack, here's a replay of it. There, bang.
There's no doubting that, is there?
Sam Power gets a free kick within goal-kicking range before, and that one gets unsighted.
Jones, what a fine player he's become. So dangerous. And this, a very important kick to restore some faith. 1-5 last week. Needs some faith in himself. There we go, he puts it through. Will it kickstart the Kangaroos?
It's going to make a big difference to his day, you'd reckon, that first shot after what happened against Collingwood. He had so many opportunities before half-time. The Kangaroos have not trailed at quarter-time this year. They're going to do that here, but I reckon they take what they've got right now, considering, unless there's a goal right now, considering what's happened in this first part, and there will be a goal, you'd think, because Davis just too easy there against Harding.
That was another beautiful kick there by Kieran Jack. He's only a little fellow, but he kicks the ball with great depth and penetration. I don't think that's the ideal matchup for Harding in the goal square either, to be on somebody as clever as Davis.
Well, we saw him
one-on-one. He's not going to be a great player, Harding.
Saw him miss a slightly harder shot than this, but he has got the goal, and that gives Sydney a handy break, and they've earned it at quarter-time. They've made all the running here at the Dome. So Davis and Jones both missing a couple last week, more than a couple in Jones's case. Get the last two in the last minute. At quarter-time, it's 23-8. Moore did well against Wells, and now something created. Buchanan can run hard. Roberts-Thompson wanting it over the top, but he stops because he couldn't get a player into the right position. Again, the discipline for Sydney.
That was so smart then. He looked up, saw Roberts-Thompson, not the right option, he didn't think.
Good's free kick against Harding.
That was really smart there by Buchanan. Even though he stopped and he slowed the play, it was a 2-on-1 deep in their forward line. He didn't trust the fact that he was going to be in the best position, Roberts-Thompson, so he just held the ball and decided to go through with another option. And now they find themselves within scoring range.
0-4 last week, Goods. A couple of them are hard snaps under pressure against the Cats. That's a good-looking kick. That's a beautiful goal. He's having a day out.
slipped from his grasp. Taken by Petrie. Now the rebound opportunity presents. Petrie went to Harvey. Comes to Power. Long kick. Spots Thompson. Goes to him.
That's great rebound football, but that just shows you how critical it is for Sydney once they do break to hit their targets, because all their players move forward. The Kangaroos actually are behind them, and that's one of the few times this afternoon where they've had separation and they've had that freedom just to move the ball down one part of the ground.
And they were that close. O'Loughlin almost the mark. It was an involuntary boot, I think, from Ferrito that saved the day. He'll claim it was well considered. Thompson comes in and kicks the goal. Very much in touch again.
And the game tightens. Each goal, because it's low scoring and the way it's being played, is significant right now, isn't it? So it's 4-2. Remembering we got 2 of those 6 goals in the last minute of the opening term. But they're just hard to come by. More well done out of the centre. Gets it inside 50. Roberts Thompson has gone forward. Lower to Simpson. To Rawlings, who's got the job on goods, and he's running hard. Rawlings, he's had 2 bounces and then goes with a beauty lace out to Thompson.
Well, that's identical to the last movement forward, but just on the other side of the ground. The ball went into the Swans forward line on the top side of the ground. They weren't actually able to contain the ball. They got a rebound. Rawlings found himself in space because Goods had moved into a really attacking position. And there's Nathan Thompson just pushing up on the other side of the ground.
Rawlings actually did a Goods then. We see Goods so often running with bouncing and then delivering to an O'Loughlin or Hall. Well, this would be a real momentum switch and swing, you reckon, if he can kick this. It's going and going, so 2 to Thompson and 3 to the Kangaroos as they close it up. Well, we've mentioned earlier, Tim, that roof over the top of both teams have missed a lot of set shots today. Simpson. Heard the umpire. Harvey had a big first quarter, not quite so productive in the second. Thompson again a target. She not paid to Rawlings. Here's a chance. That short forward line break quickly. Sansbury didn't take it. Campbell takes them on, runs a heck of a long way and kicks the goal. Well, Kennelly was the 3rd man out, and Harding has kicked the goal, and they're in front.
Now towards the outer side. Jack got a kind bounce, sweeps away, goes in short. Kirk, wrong foot. Simpson, Buchanan feigns a hand pass, almost through, goes back to Ablett, run down by Wells in the opposite direction. Lower, in trouble. This is Bird, lays it off wide of the pack. Moore, clever kick. Was it 15?
Just
O'Loughlin's got it. So Sydney, after that battle at the opposite end, and Tim said this is Sydney at their best.
terrific body play here by Kieran Jack, and good ball use too. Just lowered his eyes, hit the target. Great tackle there by Wells, but they just couldn't clear the immediate danger.
O'Loughlin steps inside the 50 to regain the lead. Is the kick straight? It's tight. This is touch and go. I think it's a goal. That's a beautiful kick from Mickey O'Loughlin. He rejoices. Sydney back in front. Wells kept coming. Now he gets 50.
That's a tough call, that. Hoping Bolton believed that he was a realistic chance to spoil that. It's a split-second judgment, but I just see that as an honest contest.
And things have changed a bit too with the arms. They look sinister in that situation as the ball is in 50 and Hale has taken the mark. So a good kick up the ground after the 50 has spotted Hale. But you can't swing the arm to spoil simply because you'll cut the arms and give away a free. So you almost come in a rigid position. The arms are up as you arrive. That certainly did Pratt in last week.
That's right. You've got to make contact with your body.
All these things you've got to remember, Tim.
Oh, it's difficult.
It is difficult. You've got a checklist as you arrive. Forget one thing, free kick. The best you can hope for is simultaneous free kicks. In comes Hale, and he sneaks it home.
He has genuine leg speed, Campbell.
Sometimes, because of the style of football they play, you can forget how talented the Sydney Swans are as they work that ball forward. That was really slick at high speed. Now Bolton gets a free, plays on, centering kick. Here's trouble. Petrie won't get to the contest. Goods is marked, 40 metres out. Kirk, well, they've got 2-on-1, close to goal. Played it pretty well for Rito. Split the difference, just stood in the middle.
He played it particularly well. It looked like it was on. He went to Kirk. He then thought that he left the goal square open. He covered that as well.
But you would think Goods is a strong kick. Should kick this. Directly in front. Beautiful view of it. Beautiful kick. Splits the middle.
The family continue to improve as they get older, don't they? A couple of good boys there. So Jolly and Hale and the 4 men up. It was Ablett that got the tap. Bolton, Kirk couldn't quite. Petrie continues to do well and sweeps an important ball to Simpson. He's got a bit of time and then kicks to centre half forward. Harvey trying to work Jack around and then Campbell back to Harvey. He broke the tackle. He's in the pocket. The handball to McIntosh and the big guy kicks the goal after the little bloke set it up.
Petrie's got the ball. Liked his game, as I've said several times. The big man has been mobile enough to compete in what's a strange game for big men. Here's Harvey.
He's playing centre forward at the moment.
That is ambitious. The boy from Balmain got him not once but twice. The second time illegally. Things falling into place for the Kangaroos.
How did he get rid of the ball, right? How did they get rid of the ball on that occasion?
He was to the ground. He didn't have the ball.
What's this tackle?
This is a great tackle.
Okay, half a handball, this one.
He would have learned that in Balmain, I reckon. Take him low and get the head tucked in. Here's Thompson.
If you want it.
Thompson 60 metres out then. 5 points the difference. Next goal very important. Oh, that's a strong mark of beauty by Hale.
He's become a factor, hasn't he, in the second half of footy? Thompson's dried up. Barry's had the better of him in the second half. They've had to find themselves a go-to man. It's been their big men. Here he is operating from deep.
And that would take the wind out.
Yeah, where we are.
Courageous by the man in front too. That's Bolton.
Thanks, Adam.
Would have been a free kick, I'm sure, had he not marked it. But Bolton in a position to injure himself coming back like that. But that's the way Sydney play. Ferocious at the man. Hale. Perhaps the biggest kick of the game. If they can get it out beyond the goal, in the context of the game, that's a big lead. Hale were right behind him, works it back right to left, it's through. Look out, Sydney.
So Hale with 2 goals. Great point you made, Dennis, because it's taken Sydney an hour to kick 2 goals, from 4 goals to 6.
Yeah.
It was 6-minute mark at the second quarter. They got their 4th goal through Goods, and now they need at least 2 to win, minimum. So you're going to have to let the shackles go. And Harvey continuing to get plenty of the footy, and Jones running onto it. And another one here you would think might be getting out of the reach of the Swans.
They are really disciplined at how they open up the centre half forward position. Their forwards actually push back into the goal square. They leave a lot of space in front of the centre half forward position, and that was just speed then from Harvey, just running away from the stoppage.
They've kicked 7 of the last 9 goals, the Kangaroos, since Sydney led 4-1. So they really have had the better of it for most of the day, and now they're starting to put that advantage on the board. Well, Dennis talked about the big kick a moment ago. This one is pretty big too for Jones, and it's a goal. And the Kangaroos are looking good.
Thompson met solidly by Barry, who thought out of bounds here was a good result.
Geez, that was a big win by Lower over Davis at the other end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Been disappointing, Davis, again today.
Kirk, G. Wells again almost, and then Goods. Well done to Bevan, who's been outstanding down back. To Buchanan, they're going to have to run it hard, trying to create this extra man as they come forward. Barlow, good-looking kick off the boot. Can O'Loughlin work? No, they've been terrific to get back. And Petrie's kick looks okay. Ferrito, Buchanan, high tackle base. Now, Sinclair...
No, it's too high. Head over the footy. They had his head over the footy. He's allowed to pick the footy up.
It's a little bit of payback, I reckon, because it wasn't a Buchanan that put the coat hanger on Sinclair earlier today.
Was too.
So there you go. I reckon that's 1-1, don't you?
Wouldn't like to play on you, Bruce. You've got a good memory.
Well,
Enough of the rush. You got the free kick. You're only going to turn it over. Free kick, Jess is back here, mate. Don't creep over.
good umpiring. So Buchanan.
Well, now all that's meant that there's been plenty of time for the Kangaroos to get back in numbers. It's a crowded forward line, and they've really struggled in this situation all day.
I'll state the bleeding obvious. They've got to get a goal very quickly or else they're gone.
I'm with you. Barlow, Kennelly, clever, still going. Wells put down off the ball. Kennelly drives it long towards full forward. Big leap at the back, Jolly. Kirk creates some space. O'Loughlin! Well, you asked for it, Bruce. Sound like Tommy Hanlon.
He plays the percentages so well, Mickey, doesn't he? And the veteran, well, there's life yet in the Swans.
Teddy Richards has gone forward too. I mean, they just need to be able to shake someone who can push up the ground and take a mark and find a winner.
Clearance is vital here. Kangaroos have had the best of them, particularly in this last quarter.
Come out the back. It's come out.
Kirk, great play.
And the Swans get that clearance. Buchanan to half forward. O'Keefe terrific. Here's Richards, who Tim talked about going forward. O'Keefe a left footer. Finds Jack. Didn't take the mark, but he gets to Bolton. Back to Jack. He's a left footer. Gives it all. He's got it. Laughlin's got it. And Mickey kicks it again. It's high. And he's got 3. And they've got 2 in a minute.
Just when you thought it was over, that man, Michael O'Loughlin, had other ideas. 3 goals this afternoon, Sydney, revealing they've got a plan B. 64-60. Still oodles of time, just under 7 minutes. Jolly goes at it with Hale, decisively by Jolly. Follows up, could have been pushed in the back. Buchanan into the path of Kirk. In comes Ablett. Well, a couple of half free kicks to Sydney there, nothing doing. Bolton digs it out of the middle. High ball to half forward. They come from every direction. Well done, Harvey, twice. Richards got a Buchanan. Oh, well stifled in the opposite direction by Simpson. Spills to Power. Gets a hand pass to Harding. Decides to run. Buchanan can't get to him. Harding's kick, though, to no one in particular. As it turned out, Jones got in the path of Grant. Kennelly to Mattner. The hand pass comes across from Bevan. Taken by Bolton. Feeds it forward. Kirk, this game has come to life. Kennelly on the burst. McVeigh, a runner alongside. Barlow's got it now. Barlow takes off. One bounce. Wells is closing. Barlow is kicking. It's a behind.
And Barlow lost his head then as he ran forward too. O'Loughlin was on the beautiful lead, just pushing up to him. Great chase there by Wells. What about this bit of body play by Leo Barry? In a completely disadvantaged position, able to work his way back and spoil.
First kick coming up for Shannon Grant. Gee, that was end-to-end stuff. Great call, Dennis. Grant's kick to centre wing. Hale, did he give Goods a little push? He's been terrific, Hale. Here's Rawlings. Goods to chase him hard. Rawlings inside 50 over Bolton and Thomas. Barry will want the boundary line, I think. He was looking for a free.
No, it wasn't.
That was a great chase hit by Goods too. I mean, often you just see players going through the motion, just edged under the ball there, but his ability to get back and put some pressure on that kick.
So now North needing a goal just to get that little breathing space. Bolton couldn't quite get the handball to Kennelly.
In the back, fell over the top of him.
You tell you the one thing they're doing so well, and there's no surprise to them, they're getting their head over the ball, Sydney, in this last 5 minutes. How good they've been at that.
They're winning the contested ball. You're right, they're getting their head over the ball. They're winning the 50-50s. And that's been a hallmark of the way they've played on the Kangaroos.
Jolly, no free kick. Hale to Thompson to the pocket. He's made it tough. Bolton comes over the top, able to thump it away down there from Campbell. Roberts-Thompson to Kirk. He's at half-back. Mattner, who'll keep their nerve. Roberts-Thompson, back to Kennelly. Just under 5 minutes remaining. That's an eternity to midfield. Jack has it.
He's been
Runners to
important.
either side.
Just Kennelly's running ability has been important in this last quarter.
Good kick. Jack found Bevan. Alongside the centre circles, O'Keefe on the move in his direction. He picked it beautifully, had the mismatch, ran away from Hale, down towards the pocket. O'Loughlin is feeling it now. O'Loughlin takes on a would-be tackler, goes to Barlow, getting back Petrie, and why not? He's been a star.
Go back.
Gee, O'Loughlin did well. There was a poor kick by Barlow in the end.
He couldn't get enough on it. Nothing on up ahead.
So Harris, McVeigh to try and run at him, and he does, and corrals him now. Well done, McVeigh. Now Kennelly, who Tim talked about his importance in this last 10 minutes. Kept it in. Well, who can hold their nerve with these two teams? They've played the percentages, both teams, all day. Good kick from Bird to McVeigh. The momentum shift is certainly obvious. From the blue and white to the red and white in the last 10 minutes.
Play on, you come in more, play on.
O'Keefe is running what? Absolutely ragged.
Good kick, good mark. Jolly, who kicked the opening goal of the match. You'd reckon he's just 5 metres too far out.
That's it, Darren, this is the mark.
Goods went early on the lead. O'Loughlin a focal point now, but more on the burst rather than the big mark. So Jolly kicks to the front of the goal square. O'Keefe a fly. Couldn't quite. Might kick the goal anyway. Doesn't. It's a set play really for O'Keefe because he can take a mark, can't he? He was the one he went for.
Who would have thought, Tim, this game could morph into what we're seeing now? So slow early on, and suddenly everything has been put on the table. Here's Grant. 2:45 remaining. His side up by 2 points. We were here last week and saw a tie.
We had a point result on Friday night. Our last 3 matches have been pretty close.
We bring it, don't we? Here's McIntosh. McIntosh has been very good this afternoon. Settling it down. One false move, though. Could be dynamite. Taken on the other side by Barry. Bevan, they'll run at them again. It's a wave of red and white down the ground. Jolly just hesitates, lets them run deeper, comes back to Barry. Short one to Barlow is on, goes to him now. Barlow, got for a moment, might have gone over his head, didn't. Here's Ablett, confronted, hesitates. 2 minutes on the clock. Ablett, low and hard, good kick. Bolton. Jude Bolton kicks towards half forward. It will run loose at the back. Who'll be first back? Watt is fast for a big man. Oh, clever. O'Keefe worked him off the line of the ball. Goes to Moore. Moore lines up and kicks another behind. I said this last week at the same time, about a minute 30 out. What price the draw?
Getting shorter by the minute, Dennis.
You said that too, Bruce.
I reckon O'Keefe should have actually taken the shot on goal himself. He was swinging around on his left boot just to invent a handball then.
Tim, perhaps he realised that so far this year he's kicked 4 goals, 12. He hasn't been very accurate.
Load up again here.
Jolly, more important to Ablett. Ablett's kick looks all right. Goods the target. Still with Goods. Can he create here? He was legged. Still Goods. The handball to Kirk. And the captain, Kirk. It's all square. Sydney was celebrating. We're going to tie right now.
They're not happy about the width of the line. Oh dear. Ferrito to McIntosh. Behind that goal, Seething is not believing. The ball out towards the boundary. Paddling him on his wells. In his pocket is Ablett. They both fall over. Close to the boundary line. Ablett kept it alive. Sinclair came in. No support though. Sydney have got the numbers. Matner driven back. Look out, Jack. Oh, upended by Hale. Loose ball in there. Umpire will ball it up.
Ran straight into a tackle. Kicked it up, ran straight
39
into a
seconds to
tackle.
go. And who would have thought? Back at the place. And the same result. Maybe.
How important this clearance is now. Which way does it go? Shannon Grant tried a toe poke. Harris held up.
And again.
Those odds are shortening, Dennis.
Hey, lads, clear the way for me coming out.
Same day, same venue,
Thank you.
Bruce. Remarkable.
Right now,
Straight out this way, clear the way.
They just have to be careful, Sydney, here, not to give a free kick away.
so any score wins for either team. But the Swans have got a bit more reach to get it down to their end. Harris, it's those centimetres. Moore's quick kick. Thompson and McVeigh. Thompson's got it. The clock, the enemy now. He's got to bang it forward. A rush behind will do. Jones a target. He got a bit of a shove from Barry. They can't concede the Swans. Wells and Barry. The boundary line, is it? Yes.
His body work again.
Go ahead, Tim.
Leo Barry's body work again on Corey Jones. Just outstanding. He's fought his way back into this game, Leo Barry.
Good's a terrific play. We got a draw.
They've never drawn before, Bruce.
First time.
First time.
Well, very different to last week, though, I reckon, because last week you just felt like Richmond had it snatched away. So, a draw for the first time between the Kangaroos and the Swans. 64 apiece at the Dome.